Death, hell, and the afterlife. Many people are understandably frightened in regards to hell being a place of torture, eternal damnation, and fiery torment. Personally, since coming to Satan, I have had extensive experience both in working with human souls who have passed from this earth, and in seeing Satan's hell, which is a safe place for the souls who are there. In contrast to souls who go to the light when leaving their physical bodies through death, Satan is responsible and protective. He sends demons to escort satanic souls to hell. This is to ensure these souls will be protected from the light, which is of the enemy. In addition to working with many different demons, Satan has had me work with human spirits. Though their physical bodies are dead, they are very much alive and do not like being referred to as dead. I am talking those of importance in hell. Most spirits who have resided in hell have reincarnated. Some are still there for specific reasons. I can tell you Satan's hell is not some place of fire and brimstone, but a safe haven for souls who are of Satan. There is another place, the Christian hell, where Christian believers who fall short wind up. This is where the horror stories come from, and angels have taken some unfortunate individuals on a personal tour of this, as they are human-hating. This place of torment is not of Satan, but is and was created by the Judeo-Christian God. Those who tie into Christian beliefs and energies are all vulnerable. Matthew 25:41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. The truth regarding the light, seen by many in death and with near-death experiences, can be explained. The following quote taken from the Luciferian Liberation Front website article Jesus of Borg is quite accurate in many respects. Human souls are harvested by advanced extraterrestrials for energy. These souls are judged according to how malleable they are. With any powers of the mind, energy must conform to the will of the operator in order for the working to be effective. Any resistance makes the soul unfit. Many believers who are deemed unfit are cast into torture and damnation. Quote, When we dissect the cube of heaven, we see that it is constructed like a living cell, with its own system of energy circulation and metabolism. From all appearances, it is a giant solar battery/generator, which allows the one mind of the collective God to be able to feed off the life essences of the enslaved souls held within its temple pillars and redirect their energies according to the will of the One. When a human being dies, his life essence, spirit, or soul is scanned by the soul collectors who patrol the dimension between physical time/space and the finer dimension of subspace. And these collectors project an image before the just, deceased soul of a life form that will be recognizable to the deceased, such as a relative or friend who had died before they had, a grandmother, religious figure, etc. In this manner, the soul collector is able to get the newly deceased soul to lower his defenses. The collector takes on the role of guide and attempts to lead the soul to the gates of the holding ship. In this holding ship, the spirit essence of the dead person is scanned again to determine its degree of purity of energy, its lack of resistant character traits, and its potential to provide nourishment to the collective mind of God. This potential is based on the degree that this spirit has been subdued through fear and dependence, or how effective religious programming had been on this soul during its physical lifetime. Those spirits, which have little or no self-will and have been sufficiently programmed to serve God, during their lives will have the highest nourishment potential. End of quote. This topic, understandably, has come up many times in all of the groups, the Christian concept of hell. There have been cases of certain individuals who have seen horrors and such from near-death experiences and related. Some of these people had ties to angels who showed them this sort of thing as well. This is of the Christian God and has nothing to do with Satan. Most tours of hell, such as in the story of Dante's Inferno, are guided by an angel. Now, when I say Christian God, this term is a collective label for the human-hating entities out there who have been exploiting humanity, using their invented Christian religion as a tool. Long before photography was readily available and knowledge of extraterrestrials was made public, occultist Aleister Crowley drew a picture of Jehovah, and the image was of a gray extraterrestrial. The Greys hate humanity. Now, getting back to those near-death experiences and such, Lilith told me something very enlightening. She told me that those who have had strong ties to Christianity in their past lives are very open to the enemy. Even if someone is non-religious, an atheist, or an agnostic, if there is a strong essence of Christianity on that person's soul from former lifetimes, it is an opening for the enemy to manipulate him/her in this lifetime. Note that those who have had frightening experiences run straight back to the enemy. The enemy will use the individual for an example into scaring others, and in many other ways. Many of us have been with Satan for centuries of past lives. I asked her about myself, and she replied to me, "You have always rejected it, Christianity." Because of the systematic removal of spiritual knowledge, few of us are really open and aware to what is on our own soul and the souls of others. Regardless of where one's soul was at in former lifetimes, when one performs the dedication to Satan, this is very real and permanent. Christian sacraments such as baptism, confirmation, and such are false and non-binding. Satanic sacraments are real. Some people have a harder time than others do in coming to Satan. For those of us who have been with him through all of our lifetimes, coming to Satan is like a duck coming to water, a bird flying free. It feels so perfect. There is nothing conflicting. Some of us, myself included, when first opening to Satan and studying Satanism, have felt a beautiful, comforting, warm glow of energy surrounding us. People who have anxiety more than likely have past life issues with Christianity and/or other false programs of the enemy. These need to be overcome, and performing the dedication is the first step, as once one dedicates one's soul to Satan, this is permanent.